Cole tries to kill Dwight. Bigfoot, Tyson, Vince, and a few of Ray's goons are seated around Dwight and Ray at their meeting at the conclusion of Tulsa King Season 3, Episode 6. Ray eventually brings up the subject of Dwight's reopened booze manufacturing company in Tulsa after circling the subject for a while, and he declares that he wants a piece of the action. Dwight asks Ray directly whether he will stop bothering him after he receives a portion of the earnings because there is no need for him to welcome him into this endeavor. Ray responds that he will. Dwight deduces from his succinct reply that Ray doesn't care about the alcohol, he views it as a lucrative venture. And he wants to stick his nose into it simply for that reason. Ray claims that he doesn't care about other people's opinions, so Dwight proves that Ray is bothering him by bringing up his business partners. Additionally, Dwight goes on the offensive and kind of ruins the discourse when Ray states that he wants 80% of the earnings. I simply want to talk about the 80% component before we go into it. Is Quiet Ray a joke? Since Ray didn't seem to be in his element, I felt that Tyson made a poor decision when he stated that. Which was why when Dwight told Tyson that he shouldn't judge a gangster by their looks because their actual strength is in their mind, I sort of sided with Dwight. However, I laughed aloud when I heard Ray mention 80% because there was no justification for making such a demand. It's really dumb. Returning to the conversation, Dwight does something equally foolish if Ray is stupid. He charges Ray of kidnapping Bill. Ray becomes enraged and snaps at Dwight because he has nothing to do with it. Cole and his goons arrive at Bubbles and start shooting at Dwight before Ray and Dwight can settle their differences. Cole and almost everyone else escape unharmed, but Ray somehow believes that Dwight authorized the hit on him. Cole attacks Dwight and his crew. The two vehicles that will be used to deliver the illegal alcohol are being inspected by Grace, Mitch, Cleo, and Bodie. After that, Mitch and Cleo go to Montague Distilleries to obtain the alcohol. In order to enter the storage container, they zap a few police officers who had been stationed there, rendering the distillery unusable. After securing the parcels, Mitch and Cleo take one of the vehicles and drive to Shreveport, while Bodie and Grace take the other vehicle and go to St. Louis. It appears that Sackrider has not heard about this occurrence, and Dwight's car allows them to always know where he is. For Jeremiah, however, that is insufficient. In order to win his father's approval, he urges Cole to put Dwight to death and gives Sackrider the order to see that Montague Distilleries is permanently closed. As soon as Dwight stops on his way to Arkansas, Cole doesn't waste any more time assembling a group to pursue and murder him. Strange that the KC mob called them over Bevilacqua's abduction, according to Grace, and it must be worse than everyone is admitting. I have a bad feeling, she declares. Regarding Bodie, I've had a bad feeling since I met Dwight, but he makes money and we make money. It turns out that all Bodie needed to have faith in Dwight was for him to become legitimate. When Mitch and Cleo arrive to a Pentecostal church, they are greeted by a modest man who promises to put their merchandise in the proper hands. Dwight, Bigfoot, and Tyson go to the meet after Quiet Ray arrives at the motel. To avoid being the first to arrive, Quiet Ray and Dwight both wait a minute. They are merely polite to each other. When Dwight notices Vincent Piazza, there, he scoffs, but Quiet Ray claims he's a changed man. Confucius is paraphrased by Dwight as saying, "The wisest of men and the stupidest of men never change." Cole enters without being seen after some small talk. Quiet Ray says he wants a piece of the booze thing, quoting 80%. He is held accountable by Dwight for Bevilacqua's disappearance. Dwight remarks, "You take and you take, like AF** King Animal," just as Cole and an underling begin to approach the criminals. Dwight continues to accuse Quiet Ray, who appears extremely distressed by the suggestion, and Cole and his friend open fire on Dwight and Quiet Ray as the gangsters retaliate. Nobody has been hit. Cole and company depart, but Quiet Ray leaves, certain that Dwight attempted to kill him. Back with Mitch and Cleo, they sit and drink coffee in silence as she laments the possibility of leaving this life behind. Back at the casino, Goody is the only person in charge as the police turn over the deserted establishment. He tells Dwight over the phone, they located Armand. He hung himself in a flop house. There are bottles everywhere. I'll let you know if I hear anything more. When Dwight calls Quiet Ray, he ignores the call and gives the camera a menacing expression. Smile. One of the many unanswered questions in the episode is why Cole is such a terrible assassin. What's up with Musso? Given that Dwight has been cooperating with the capture of the bomb creator, why capture his partner? We hope to hear back shortly. While Dwight, Bigfoot, and Tyson discover that Jeremiah's men are pursuing them, Mitch and Cleo are stopped by a highway patrol officer. Bigfoot knocks out the men who were hired to assassinate Dwight when he, Tyson, and Dwight pull into a petrol station. From a distance, Cole observes this and feels let down by his troops. The highway patrol officer who pulled Mitch and Cleo over freely acknowledges that Cole sent him to harass them. Thus, Mitch and Cleo defeat the officer and flee while he is preoccupied with inspecting the cargo the couple is transporting. When they get at